In this game, our contestants are attempting to explain a PowerPoint presentation with no prior knowledge of the subject. We've assembled a presentation with 20 slides. We'll start Jekka, who will present the first 5 slides, and then she'll introduce the second person, who will present their 5 slides, and so on. Whenever comes up on the screen, they have to try to somehow fit it into their presentation. Now, what I need from the audience... I'll give it back. What I need from the audience is a topic for this presentation. Yes! Alright, not you. Yes. Brazil! The movie or the country? Let's do the country. Alright, can we go to the first slide for a presentation on Brazil? And then, what is your name?
I'm Professor Inuendo from the Dunnit University. If you can name it, I've done it. Brazil, not just a country. If you see here from our PowerPoint presentation, sales to Brazil have plummeted. Particularly in Skagen. Probably because no one knows what that is. Next slide, please. We believe that the problem may have something to do with the fact that our brochure currently lists Brazil as being located on that black spot. It's not. Next slide, please. If you want to know why you would like to go to Brazil, as a member of the tourism board, I'd like to point out that Brazil hosts the largest tower of Legos, and we are listed in the Guinness World Records of the world's largest waste of time. We're proud. Next slide, please. That's not in Brazil. Just one of the many reasons you would want to go to Brazil. That's not there. Next slide, please. You may be familiar with our new elected president. I'm told he has a flavor. Now, as we move on to the next slide, I'd like to pass the presentation on to Professor Fjordenorden from the Poopin' Pantsin University.
Hello, I am from the Poopin' Pantsin. Yeah, you've heard? Yes, it's good. Yeah, here we have a graph of the ecology of Brazil. As you can see, very hot in the summer and very wet during the rainy season. This is very common. Very common. Can we see the next slide? Alright. You see, Brazil has a lovely weather for wedding and sewing. It's very good for both. Can we see the next one? Now. It is not widely known. You can get a medical degree in Brazil with an 8th grade education. Brazil produces more doctors than anyone in the world. Can we see again, please? This is a creature you will see in Brazil. We have no picture. This is not picture. This is artist representation. But I have one of these at home. I do. We live in Brazil, we have this ever, be careful how you sit on them. This can be not so friendly. Can we see again, please? This is, you hear the waves into the water. Be very careful when you swim. This, you hear piranha? You hear piranha? This Brazilian piranha is not really nice. Yeah. But what do we have now? See, now I know nothing about this, but we do have another expert on Brazil from the University of No Hope, Arkansas. He's from No Hope? From Arkansas. Come and I do not know this.
That is correct. Yes, sir. I'll take this one. Thank you, Professor Shorten Bit Garden did. At this point, I'd like to draw your attention to our country's economic growth. As you can see here, the blue represents the top of our economic pyramid. Which is predominantly made from export of Tic Tacs. The gold represents the labor that has gone into making the Tic Tacs. The green is what our workforce calls motivation for making the Tic Tacs. It's an agricultural product. The orange is just a pretty layer I put on the bottom of this PowerPoint to support the weight. May I see that next slide? When did Billy Bob Thornton get up here? That's what I want to know. Now this is what Brazil used to be before global... globalization we wanted to change. Most of these places, I think, were just literary references to the Lord of the Rings books. I think they're all mythical, they didn't actually exist. Going on the next slide. Now, what we're trying to accomplish here in Brazil, currently there is a problem where people do not know where to do their business. So we've actually been very proactive and upgraded these models to the new 2000 model, which is 9 years behind, but they're still looking forward. And we've gone ahead and made sure they know it's okay to do it here. Which is why it says dumping. See that next slide? Where you saw that new latrine, that beautiful, beautiful latrine, is in the Fernando Rodriguez Boquero Figueroa Fabado Memorial Park. And whom this gentleman right here is the bell pepper king of Brazil, and it is raised in his honor. Well, Mr. Fernando, he loved bell peppers. Yes, he did. I believe that concludes my portion of the presentation. I'm going to turn it over right now to the ambassador to Brazil, Mr. Paco Escuela Conchida. Mr. Paco Escuela Conchida. Yes.
Hello, my name is Paco. How are you doing? Everyone doing good? Yes? I am, like they say, ambassador to Brazil. I used to be head of events and guest relations for Brazil. Could we see the next slide, please? This is what you do if you don't come to Brazil. We have people that dress up in the uniform and come and will hurt you if you do not visit us in Brazil. Next slide, please. This is, I cannot see, that is, I think, a map of, not the elevator, I think that is the map of the airport in Brazil, so when you show up, you will be sure to be lost. We do this so you feel like you're in every other country you visit. Next slide, please. And of course, the natives of Brazil. Yes. Not only could you meet bull with staff, but you could meet sexy fat bear, yes? Yes. This also illustrates not only our rainy season, but also our sports. You have fishing of giant slug, as well as cruising hot woman with horn on side of head. Very nice. Next slide, please. Brazil has its own chupacabra. We like to call her Minky. And this is her. Everyone should have their own urban legend, and there she is. And next slide, please. It is true that working as ambassador pro Brazil does not pay much, you see. This is my hoodie. We have upgraded my car recently with the tinfoil rims and the cardboard ground effects. But we're working very hard to improve Brazil's economic growth, and if you come to Brazil, maybe I could afford real spoiler for a car, eh? I think, do I have one more slide? Do I have one more slide? Is that it? Yes. Now, this is a very rarely discussed sport in Brazil. This is where a young girl powers television with her belly button, and we invite Tinky Winky to, impregnate our friend. This is new game show we will have on TV for you if you visit Brazil. I think that concludes our slide presentation. Viva Brazil!